welcome to Easy Marketing, to Chloe and Katrine, um, and our business, Easy Marketing. So today we are going to look at the go beyond the basic of email marketing. So let's get started, Chloe.
Yes. So think back to the last time you received an email from a sender you didn't know. What was your initial reaction? Most of us are a little skeptical and wonder how they got our email address and either delete it, unsubscribe, or mark it as spam. These are common reactions to getting an email that you didn't sign up for, and all the more reason to make sure that you have permission when adding people to your email list. Getting permission from your email subscribers shows them respect for their privacy. And when people give you permission to email them, it's beneficial for both parties. They help support your business or cause, and you provide information that's helpful and engaging. So, how do we get permission? In other words, how do we grow our email marketing list in ways that are effective? So, when you've signed up for an email in the past, there's why and how you signed up. Maybe you were in store making a purchase and they asked for your email, or maybe you were on a website and they offered you a 10% discount off your first order. These are just a few common ways that people subscribe to email lists. Ideally, you'll want to use a variety of methods. So when you're thinking about the places you want people to sign up, think about these three categories: in person, online, and print. For in-person interactions, ask people to sign up whenever you're engaging with current or potential customers during purchases, phone calls, office visits, events, or networking. Instead of clipboards or fish bowls, use modern tools such as a QR code, a tablet with your sign up page, or apps like Constant Contact's List Builder that sync directly to your account, even if offline. If you're using Constant Contact, which is the email platform that we use, they have a list builder app that syncs new email signups directly into your account. Plus, you won't have to worry about trying to read handwriting, and it'll even work without Wi-Fi. Also, when you use an app for subscribers, their permission is already documented, so you don't have to keep a paper record. So again, anytime you or your staff interact with current and potential customers, make a business decision that you're going to ask them to sign up. So let's think about all the ways you can grow your list online. You may have a website, social media channels, and listings on a variety of websites such as Google Business Profile or Yelp. These are places to invite people to sign up. Your own website is a great way because you own it. Social media is another great opportunity to grow your list. You can share your sign up link in your posts. Then there's your individual email where you directly conversing with customers. So make sure to add the sign up link in your email signature, and definitely take the opportunity during the online purchasing process. And we also want you to think about where people interact with you in the physical world. If you have a brick and mortar, that's an obvious place. If you want to provide a way to sign up with signage at your location, on business cards, on flyers, brochures, anything they may see or hold. So a lead generation page is also a great way to grow your list away from your website. So once the wheels are turning on where you get people to sign up, next we want to think about why. In order to entice people to sign up for your list, you really have to consider how you're asking. So let's look at the three main reasons people subscribe to mailing lists. First, people will sign up to a mailing list in order to receive discounts and promotions. If you, like me, if you give me a free shipping or 10% discount, I'll sign up. Another common reason is that people want to show support for a cause or an organization. They want to stay in the know about what's happening and potentially volunteer or donate to your cause. And then there are those who like to receive exclusive content. This is a great service for companies or realtors, for example, who can't give a 10% discount on a page, but they do have valuable market insight to share, or perhaps a how-to guide for staging a home. So knowing why contact subscribe is important. That's what's going to get you help to create a strategy to use all of the categories and channels where people sign up.
Yeah, and the exclusive content is what we are doing. In beginning of every month, we send out an email with social media marketing ideas and topics for the upcoming month. So subscribing to our newsletter, for example, that is part of what we are offering.
So if you look at the sign up process for other small businesses around the web, you'll see many of them are simply asking people to join our email list. We caution against this because no one wakes up and says, I can't wait to receive an email today. So don't make it about joining your list. Instead, have an ask that is enticing enough for them to want to stay in the loop and receive all of the valuable content you have to offer. You should clue them in as to what you're sending and the value they're going to get in return. And remember, it's not just about them receiving emails, it's about them receiving information and expertise that you provide. So let's take a look at some examples of ways that you can catch their attention. You might offer some sort of discount or promotion. Just put your attention getting offer in the title of your form. Here's a form from Southside Cycling. They're asking people to sign up to get 15% off of their next purchase. This description lets subscribers know that they'll receive an exclusive access to discounts and resources in the future and how often they'll be receiving emails. So setting expectations is important so subscribers are reassured you won't be emailing them every day. For those of you that are nonprofit organizations, you can ask people to show their support to help make a difference. In this example, Hearts and Tails is offering a free pet adoption guide as a valuable resource to those who sign up. These are just a few examples to get you thinking. You can really use any of these ideas and adjust them for your business, no matter what industry you're in. And here is another example, offers some exclusive content. Think about an educational ebook, white paper, or a step-by-step product guide. Now I'm going to turn it over to Katrine for a quick demo to show you how to get started with sign-up tools.
Yeah, so I'm going to show what we do on our website. So if you would visit our website, after a few seconds, I think it's set to that I set it to 6 seconds, there will be a pop-up option. So if people are staying as for 6 seconds, I realize they are a little bit interested in what we have to offer, and that's when this come up. We ask them to sign up to get marketing tips and tricks and invitations to upcoming webinars. So that is what we are offering. So how does this happen? How does this just pop up on one website? Because you're sitting there with your email account and you're trying to get new subscribers, and you know people are visiting your website, but how do you make this happen? So let's take a look. Let's go into the back end of the website. So if you have a constant contact, this is the back end of constant contact that I'm showing. If you use another email marketing company, most of them have similar things. And if you don't have email marketing yet, let us know and we will be happy to set it up. Anyway, we are looking at, in the lower left corner, it says sign up forms. And in this case, we are now looking at a pop-up form. That's the one we signed up. And you can actually see here, I did that a week, and we have had 21 people signing up on our website this way. So that's, let's take a look. So when I click on that, up come kind of a step-by-step questionnaire where I put in the title, when I put in the description, where I put in how long it's going to take, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, and then where we want it to be shown. I think in our case, we only let this show up on a desktop, not on a mobile, because if you have it show up on a mobile, it's often overwhelming. But you have chance to do all of that. You just follow and answer all the questions on here. You can change the color of the button and the background and anything, and then this comes up. And with this, when you have set that up, you're going to get a code that you can put on your website. If you are managing your own website, you can follow the directions. If you don't do anything with your website, you might need to ask your webmaster to put this in, but it's a one-time deal to set it up. And then you handle everything on your end in Constant Contact, where contacts come in and if you need to change anything in the text. That was one way. That was a pop-up. Then I have another example on another place on the website where it's just a button. And if someone click on that button, we have a form coming up. It's actually what's called a landing page. It isn't connected in any way to the website. It just pops up and you can start to collecting information. So let's see how we create that. We are back underneath, so instead of signing forms, we are going to do landing pages. And just like we did with the other one, we are going to go in and create and fill out form by form. This arrow here should show on the next screen here, so bear with me. So you fill that out just like you did on the other place. And then when that pops up, it is actually not on your website. If you look at the domain name up here, it's actually on Constant Contact. So this is called a landing page. And in this case, we are using the landing page to collect email addresses. We're not going to cover it today, but a landing page can also include anything else. So especially if you don't have a lot of access to update your website, a landing page is a perfect thing. But look back, we have webinars in the past, and we might make a webinar about this in the spring on how to create landing pages. Again, landing pages is a pop-up that is not directly connected with a website, and where you can create anything without having to be a web designer. Okay, Chloe.
Thank you, Katrine. It's helpful to see it step by step. So the next advanced topic we want to cover is personalizing email campaigns. As a small business, you see and interact with your customers on a daily basis. They know you and you know them on a personal level. Personalizing your email marketing helps you to build these same valuable relationships with subscribers. In fact, stats show that 52% of customers will likely switch brands when communication isn't personalized. Personalized emails receive 11% higher opens and 27% more clicks, and contacts who receive relevant information spend more money and tell people about you. So in order to create personalized email messages, we need to change the way our subscribers perceive the emails we're sending. Think about it this way. When you're interacting with your customers, clients, or members face to face, you do everything you can to provide a great experience. You welcome them when they come to visit you. You go above and beyond to provide them products and services that they need. And after they've left, you reach out to ensure all loose ends are tied up. This same concept should be applied to your emails. My first recommendation towards personalizing your emails is to stop representing yourself as a brand that blasts or mass communicates with your consumers. Just strike the term e-blast or email blast from your vocabulary. These terms are impersonal, and don't think about email marketing as blasting your audience or sending them what we call spray and pray, which means spraying everyone with the same message and praying it's relevant to someone. The goal is to make each of your contacts feel special, even if your email is being sent to a large amount of people. So what does personalization look like? It's often easier to identify personalization when it's being applied to us, when we're the recipient. At a minimum, personalization means being conversational. Your emails should read like a real person, not a robot, and reflect the tone of your organization. You want to use the words you and your to make the email feel less formal, like you're directly speaking to that subscriber. And be sure your emails are timely and relevant to your audience. This is easy to do through segmentation and automation, which we'll cover in more detail in just a moment. So when we find the right mix of personalization for a specific audience, we see an increase in sales, revenues, and donations, stronger loyalty in relationships that we're building with customers, improvements to overall customer experience, and more repeat business. Your contacts are the most valuable asset of your business, so personalizing your emails will not only improve your results, but maximize the value that your subscribers bring to your organization. So how do you get your level of personalization just right? You may need to do some testing with your audience. In general, you want to make sure the personalization use adds value to the use of your experience. You can add their name or contact details in the subject line. Emails with personalized subject lines are 26% more likely to be opened. Alternatively, you can add a greeting tag with your contact's name in the body of your email. You could use customer fields to provide a bit of personalized information, such as an important date, a pet's name, or anything that adds value and makes people feel like you're paying attention. We often use these in reminder emails with the fields like services they requested or the date of their last appointment. So just be sure to read your emails out loud. You want it to sound natural, like you're having a one-on-one conversation.
So all of this, of course, require you to collect the first name. If we do the very basic is to have the greeting and their name somewhere in here. So you need to collect their first name. And remember, they are going to go in and type in their name and their email when they are signing up. But if you take a look at what we have right here, when we go in and look in the list in constant contact on what email address and what name. Some people, like Chloe right here, spell her name with a capital C, capital letters, and that is not going to look good in an email. So if you're planning on starting to make emails more personal, number one, you need to start to collect their first name. And number two, you need to go in and look at that list from time to time and just retype it. So you have the two names, Billy and Chloe here, and just retype them with lowercase letters because we're going to take a look here and see what that really looks like. So let's jump in. I'm going to move my screen over here. So this is a test account I have in Constant Contact, and we are going to do a test on this email right here. So I'm going to go in, I have prepared an email to go out, and it's for a fitness company planning to send emails out. So right now, when someone looks at what comes in, this row up here, the top here is what they are going to see in their inbox. It's going to see, in this case, then it comes from Easy Marketing. Of course, I should have gone in here and changed that it comes from Fitness Center. Let's actually go in and change that because the from name here, it's one thing with the from address, but it's another thing in from the name. So, so usually my emails go to from Katrine at Katrine Fredriksson from that email address, but I write email Easy Marketing Katrine Fredriksson, but in this case it should be Fitness Center. And you can see up here how that is changing. We can see what this is looking like. And we have talked in detail about how the subject line and the pre-header what they look like and how you update them. So if you go back to some of our past webinars, you can update that, but we haven't personalized them. So that's what we're going to do right now. So we're going to go to email settings. And we can personalize the subject line. So if I go in here and click on personalize, and in this case, we want to have first name here, we can click on OK. And that's the first name. So I can go in here. And if you look just above, you see Katrine, time to kick off the new year strong. So I'm able to put the first name in here. And you can choose what you have here. In this case, first name was the most logical thing here. And you also have a fallback text. You can say friends, anything that comes up if you don't have someone's first name in there. And we are running short on time, but we can do the same thing. And if you looked at the example here, they also had a name in the text. And to do that, you put the information where you wanted to come in. You click on insert. See that up to the right? And what are we going to insert? We can do a greeting tag in this case, the beginning of the email, and we could say, hello, first name, comma. And if we don't have a first name, it's going to default to greetings. And you can also change that to say good morning. So that would be good morning, Katrine, comma, and then we will have the rest of the email in here. So this is how you can personalize everything in constant contact and let emails look really, really good and improve your opening rate. So what's next? We are also talking a little bit about segmentation. We are not going to have a lot of time for that today, but I just want you to see that this is an option as well, where you can go in under segments and you can change. Let me show you in here. So let's say that you are this bike company and you send out a regular email. You have 1,000 people you're sending out emails to maybe twice a month. And in that email, you are talking about a cycling club. So 1,000 people are going to get that. Maybe 50 of them are interested. A cycling club. So what happens here is that if they click on find out more, you are going to send them to a page on your website where you have more information about the cycling club and where they can sign up. But also in here, we are able to set up a link and we can enable click segmentation. This is what you do in the back end when you create it. And you create a special email list, cycling club prospects. So that means that not only do people get to the cycling club page, we also adding their name to this brand new email list called Cycling Clubs. What did I say? People interested, prospects. And you can actually see here how that shows up. Anyone clicking here will show up on a list. And now you have maybe 50 people on a special email list in constant contact where you can send information about the cycling club. Remember, 950 people in there were not interested in it. So you don't continue sending them information they are not interested in. But 50 were interested in enough. They clicked on it, but they maybe didn't go and act on it yet. They were just checking it out, this biking club. But now it's time to start to send information that is specifically for the cycling club. So that's about it. All of this is in the back end of Constant Contact. You can take tutorials in there if you really need help with setting things up for you and get started, at Easy Marketing, we can help with that as well. But all of this is feasible for anyone to do. So, Chloe, what is up next? What is happening next month?
Next month, we have holiday marketing. That is October 16th. And then we have build a brand that sticks, make your marketing memorable. That's November 13th. And content marketing on December 4th.
Yeah.